Well, if you want to increase your business credit score, you got to follow a certain formula. There is a methodology that you need to follow. And here are the steps you need to have in mind. Number one, you want to know what goes into a business credit score. The thing is, if you have no idea what goes into a business credit score, you will never be able to improve that score in the first place, right? So familiarize yourself with what actually goes into a business credit score. And the thing is, it doesn't matter whether you have a sole proprietorship, you have an LLC, you have an S Corp, you have C Corp. If you don't have, because it doesn't really matter, if you don't have that conceptual definition, you will never be able to increase it. Remember, when we speak about business credit score, we have three main players, with one being the predominant player here. You have Dun & Bradstreet, the predominant player. You have Equifax, and then you have Experian. Remember that those three bureaus all have their own different methodologies when it comes to compiling and monitoring business credit scores. But you want to actually focus on having a good Paydex score, the one that Dun & Bradstreet actually calculates. Okay, so they actually look at a constellation of factors. For example, Dun & Bradstreet, they use a proprietary Paydex score that is based on payment data. And you can develop a respectable score by establishing credit with suppliers you are likely to have an ongoing relationship with. And so you also have Equifax. Now, Equifax has a different approach. They use 3 assessments to rate business. So to rate your business. So they have a payment index that evaluates your payment history. They have a credit score that evaluates the likelihood that your business will become severely delinquent. And they have a business failure score that measures the chance that your business will close. So in addition to examining credit history, Experian calculates the score by checking public records for liens, judgments, and bankruptcies. It also considers demographic information, including how long you have been in business, the kind of business you are in, and the size of your business. So you can see that there is a whole smorgasbord, a whole variety of options of criteria that all those 3 players actually use when it comes to when it comes to calculating your business credit score. So it's important for you to familiarize yourself with those criteria. Okay. And one thing I want to say here is that business credit scores, they usually range from 0 to 100, with 0 representing a high risk and 100 representing a low risk. So scores are based on a number of factors. For example, number of trade experiences, you have outstanding balances, payment habits, credit utilization, trends over time, public record recency, frequency and dollar amount, demographics such as years on file. So those are really important. Step number 2. What I want you to do is I want you to really legitimize your business in all aspects. By the way, welcome back to our channel. I really love having you. It's great to have a conversation with you. So just have a seat. It's really wonderful to have the whole family here. You want to make your business legit, and I'm talking about all aspects. Don't you trying to say, well, my business is legit in one aspect. No. You want to legitimize everything. So how do you do that? Well, there are 3 important things that you need to pay attention to. Okay, if you cannot do anything else, as long as you do those 3, you are good to go. I mean, you can improve later on, but you can start with this. So you can try to form a business. I know I've said before that you can actually you can improve your business credit score even if you are a sole proprietorship, but the impact is not really that big. You want to incorporate, or you want to have an LLC. So you can have a corporation, a C corporation, you can have an LLC, you can have a partnership. And when we talk about LLC, basically you can have a single member LLC. You can have a single member LLC. You don't have to have multiple members in an LLC. No, you can have a business by yourself. Okay. So step number 1, you want to form an LLC. That will help you legitimize your business in all aspects. And when we talk about forming an LLC or a company for that matter, you want to do the related tasks, right? You want to have your certificate of organization. You want to have your certificate of good standing. You want to have your articles of organization or incorporation. You want to have your business licenses and permits. So those are really important. You want to have all the paraphernalia, or the legal paraphernalia, and the regulatory paraphernalia that comes with a corporation, what comes with a company. So second thing is you want to open a business bank account. So open a business bank account so that you are able to actually, this can be a checking account or savings account. This will help you. But don't forget that you need an EIN. Okay, you need an EIN among other things. But if you have a business bank account, you are basically legitimizing your business, because they will ask for your business address. They will ask for a business telephone number. They'll ask for a constellation of things that you will have to provide to the bank that will help you also legitimize your business. And the third thing you want to do is try to get a DUNS number. So a DUNS number is basically an identification number for businesses, and that's actually produced by Dun & Bradstreet. And it's important to have a DUNS number because this is how lenders and vendors, for that matter, will track your business. Step number 3. You want to check your business credit score. So I just want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about how to improve your business credit score. So step number 1, you need to know what goes into a business credit score in general. Step number 2, you want to legitimize your business in all aspects. Step number 3, you want to check your business credit score. And how do you do this? Now, there are a lot of places, there are a lot of ways to actually check your business credit score. Most of them, they charge you. They charge you. And you know why? Because it's an investment. On the personal credit side, you can check your personal credit score for free. But when it comes to your business credit score, make sure that you are willing to pay for it. Don't you try to be a cheap ass and trying to always get everything for free. No, we're talking here about business. Okay, if you have the right information in your business credit report, you can get a lot of very favorable terms on business loans, business lines of credit, on business credit cards, and what have you. So be willing to pay for it. And the good thing is, all of those 3 players, Experian, Equifax, and Dun & Bradstreet, they allow you to actually check your business credit score. And they will charge you somewhere from $20 to $75, depending on the level of granularity you want to get into. So the more detailed information you need, they will charge you more. But again, this is something that is totally needed, totally worth it, and you can write it off on your tax return anyway. Okay, so make sure, and the reason why you want to check your business credit score is because you want to make sure the information in the credit reports is accurate. Because how can you actually improve a business credit score if you have no idea what the starting point is? You have no idea what the business credit report contains. You have no idea about every single detail that goes into calculating your credit score. Boss, answer me. So information is power. Information is key. Information is wealth in this case. Okay, so you want to monitor your reports. You want to check for errors, and if there are errors, you want to update information. You want to dispute the errors. Okay, this is why by default we advise all our business clients, and we have more than 300 of them, more than 300 business clients. All of them, we told them, and they have listened to us, to have accounts with Experian, with Equifax, and Dun & Bradstreet. You want to sign up with them, and you want to actually have this thing where they are notifying you if there is some kind of change in your business credit report or business credit score. In other words, it's not just a one-time thing, it's a permanent thing. And the thing is, you have to understand, when we talk about business credit score, what is actually the highest credit score here? The highest business credit score? Well, it really depends. Each credit reporting agency assigns a different scoring metric to its credit report, right? So if you're talking about, let's say you're talking about Experian versus Equifax versus Dun & Bradstreet, you have different metrics. So generally, the higher your score, the more fundable your business. For example, Dun & Bradstreet score, their paydex score ranges from 1 to 100, with 100 as the highest score. And basically in the industry, the paydex credit score is the most, I would say, the most notable. It's what a lot of businesses want to go after. That's what net 30 vendors look at. That's what business credit card issuers look at. That's what business lenders look at. Okay. And if you want to increase your Paydex score, you basically can. Yes, because Paydex, when you think about it, it is a tool that allows you to see how much you can borrow on your business credit score. So to increase your Dun & Bradstreet Paydex score, make sure to repay debts early and have a history of reported trade lines. Okay, so this will actually help you, and make sure so that means you have to talk to your net 30 vendors. You also need to make sure that you keep your credit utilization ratio low. Okay, so all these things can help you increase your Dun & Bradstreet credit score. And you also have for the Equifax business score. Equifax business delinquency score basically is a score that ranges from 101 to 670. And a good Equifax business delinquency score is 670, while a bad Equifax business delinquency score is 101. So the higher you are, or the closer you are to 670, the better probability your business has of paying its debts on time. So this is how Equifax actually evaluates those things, and Experian does something similar also. So my point is, overall, make sure that you have trade lines. In other words, net 30 vendors. Make sure that they report your transactional data to the credit bureaus, because it ain't really worth it. It's just really a waste of time that you do all the work, that you pay your loans and lines of credit on time, and those things are not being reported. In other words, you're not actually getting the benefits for those things. So it's not really worth it. So make sure that you tell the vendor that you want these things to be reported. Let's talk about now, and this is a great segue for me in terms of managing your business score. That's step number 4. You want to manage your business credit score. This is really important. And by the way, I just want to remind you of today's topic. So I'm having a conversation with you about how to improve your business credit score. Okay, I'm giving you all the tips and tricks that you need to know so that you can improve your business credit score quickly. And so, regardless of a particular bureau's approach, you can actually take steps to beef up your business score. It's not really that complicated. If you have a plan, if you have a logic, if you follow logic, if you have a blueprint, you can get there. First of all, you need to establish a business credit history. So everything starts with establishing a business credit history. What I'm trying to say here is that let's say you have a startup, right? So you start using personal funds and credits. But as soon as you can, and this is something we tell a lot of our clients, as soon as you can, you want to segregate, you want to separate your business expenses from your personal expenses. So this will help you take the first step towards establishing business credit. You want to open a business bank account. That's what I said earlier. If you remember, a few minutes ago, I said you need to open a business bank account, aka a commercial bank account, and you want to put your company's bills and accounts in the same company's name. Okay, you want to check also your business credit report regularly, and you want to verify that the information is accurate and up to date. So that duality is important. You want to have accuracy, but also something that is up to date. And I want to go back to business credit 101. Always pay your bills on time. Never be late. If you know that you're going to be late, you want to call the vendor in advance. You want to call the credit card issuer in advance. You want to call the lender in advance, and you want to start a conversation. It's a lot better than when they report your data and you are asking them to remove that data from Dun & Bradstreet or Equifax or Experian. It's a lot harder. So that's why you want to start the conversation real quick. Okay, and you can also try to get a small business loan just to activate your business credit score mechanisms. You can increase your business credit score that way. Okay, and you can get a business loan that you know that you are comfortable repaying, because don't get something that is actually way above your liquidity thresholds, and the next thing you know, you're having problems. You're trying to improve your business credit score. Instead of that, you are really in a situation where you might actually decrease your business credit score. So be very careful here. So I just want to talk to you about The fact that you need to understand all the factors in your score. So when we talk about improving your business credit score, it's important to understand that things like the age, the size, the type of the business, those things are important. They are quintessential when it comes to your business credit score, because payment history is not all that matters. Okay, I mean, if you have let's say you have a clean payment history, but you've only been in business for 5 years, versus a company that has been in business for 25 years and they have a clean payment history, which company do you think will have the higher FICO score? Obviously, the one that has been in business for 25 years, right? Even if they've had some episodes, they've had some episodic problems in paying their bills. As long as they are good now, they should have a higher paid score than the startup. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is what you need to understand all the factors in your score so that you can you can actually know which one you can activate and which one you just have to be patient on. Things like the age of your business, the type of your business, you cannot change those. I mean, you can change the type, but you cannot change the age. Age it is what it is. Either you're 10 years old or you're 20 years old. The only thing that changes the age is time. But you can change the size of your business by implementing the right strategy. You can change the type of your business if you feel like, listen, I don't like this niche anymore. I don't like this sector anymore. I want to switch. That you have total control over. The size, not really that much. You can work hard, but you can hope to expand your business, but you don't have total control over that. Okay, and in some cases, you might want to consider credit repair. I mean, credit repair can help you maybe remove some derogatory items. Okay, and when we talk about credit repair, people think you only need to use credit repair services for personal credit. No, I mean, you can use credit repair for business credit also. I mean, it really depends on your needs. It depends on what kind of requirements you have. It depends on what kind of business you have. Okay, if you have a single member LLC versus a C corporation, obviously the needs are different. Obviously the fees are different. Obviously the requirements are different, not only in terms of regulatory but also in terms of financial. So you got to really think about that. And step number 5, I want you to manage your overall business credit. You got to be in a situation where you are constantly managing your overall business credit. And this will really help you be in a situation where you can constantly dictate whether or not you want to take new business loans or lines of credit or business credit cards. In other words, you are in control. And believe me, this doesn't happen overnight. It ain't going to happen overnight. I mean, if you're lucky, it might, but it does not happen overnight. This means you're going to have to control your liquidity. You're going to have to monitor everything else in your cash flow. So if you have, let's say, if you start preparing your cash flow statements, then you can see your cash flows from operating activities, cash flows from financing activities, and cash flows from investing activities. Then you can see whether or not you are bleeding money or you are making money, depending on the category. And this will help you actually manage your overall business credit. So you want to examine the credit of your customers and vendors. Okay, so the more creditworthy the people you do business with, the more smoothly your business will run, and the less likely some problem with an account will actually ripple through and end up actually dinging your score. Because the whole thing is you don't want your score to ding anyway, right? And you definitely don't want that. So, and you also want to constantly reduce credit utilization ratio. Your credit utilization ratio, your CUR, on the credit cards and lines of credit that you have, make sure that you constantly reduce that line. And also, one thing I want to say also is that every now and then you can also request increases. Let's say you have a credit card, right? Let's say you have a business credit card, and they have actually they started you at $25,000. So your initial limit was $25,000, and after 3 years or 4 years or 5 years of excellent payment history, and they're not just raising you. Well, sometimes it's just better to ask, because you might be thinking that the increase is done automatically, but no, Not all banks and credit unions, for that matter, will actually raise your credit limit automatically. You're gonna have to ask sometimes, and when you need to attach to your request, for example, proof that if they increase you, you are fine. You're good to go. In other words, are you making more money? Are you a solid player, financially speaking? Because the credit card issuer needs to have something. They need to have a reason to raise your credit score. I mean, your credit limits. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about how to improve your business credit score. And let me give you a quick recap here. So, step number 1, you need to know what goes into a business credit score. Number 2, you want to legitimize your business in all aspects. Number 3, you want to check your business credit score. Number 4, you want to manage your business credit score. Number 5, you want to actually make sure that you oversee the right processes that will help you manage your overall business credit. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.